Hello, it's Carla here. I'm here today to talk to you about your Makarlu product and how to use it. What you'll find is that when you get your product, you'll get them like this, either as a pair or singly. What you'll find is that there are different components that can be used individually or together. Your starting point is the timber dome. Now you can use this dome, you just click it off like that, and you can use the dome like this to support your hands or wrists, but we also use it for a number of our other exercises, and we will show you how to use that. You flip that over and you can then use this dome like a rocker, but also as a slider for your feet and your hands for certain exercises. You can also do this exercises on the domes, on the rocker, and you can work like that, or with your hands like this or your feet on here, and it can work in multiple planes like individual rocker boards for each hand and foot. The next part is we just click this off. Remember, it's magnetic, so this means that you will be able to use this on a fridge or a filing cabinet when you want to do things upright. The next is that you have a look in here. You will see that there are little hooks or bigger spaces, and that's where you put your fingers in to take the domes out. And you'll see that there is one bigger dome, a middle dome, and a smaller dome. Each of these domes can be used individually or in conjunction with each other. If you want to make this heavier when you stand on it or use it for certain pressure exercises, you can just add the middle dome in. You can make it even heavier by adding the little dome. Every exercise could be graded this way depending on your need. Thank you and enjoy. Today we're going to do a little program for you about working for your forearms, wrists and hands. Now, some of you might find that working with your mouse is probably a little bit too much, and these exercises are really designed for you to be able to do at your desk. So we have our Makarlu, and what we'll do is, let's go pink, shall we? Okay, so what I'm going to do is take your Makarlu out, and we're going to start. Mary, do you think we should start you? Yeah, we'll be. I'll be kind. Okay, so she's going to start with her forearm just here and her wrist on here. And so what we're going to do is first of all just roll her hands back and forward. Is that okay? Do you feel like I need to put more pressure?
No, it's all right.
Okay, if you feel like you need to go heavier, just put the higher dome, okay? Work out what works for you. And then we're just going to roll back and forward again. And we're going to work right up the forearm. Now the thing is, I also don't want to see you having the grip of death on your little Makarlu. What I want is a very gentle pressure, but most of the focus is on the fingertips, almost feeling like you're trying to lift your hand up and off the spines. Is that okay?
Yep.
And further along, and just back and forward, just trying to loosen out the forearm. Some of you might also have something like tennis elbow, and you're like going, I don't do tennis. Well, you can still get it without doing tennis. It's really just about a pain along here, and so we're just trying to release along here. And one final little spot. Yeah, so I can. Special, isn't it? Now be careful when you get to this. You don't want to dig in too deep because there's a lot of nerves that come out around here. Okay, so then what Mary can do is, if we need, we start on the outside part of your arm a little bit. Yep. No, do you want me to put some pressure on there just to make it a little bit nicer? So just so you can see, she's just rolling her arm along here. Okay, and then we just work along. So you start at the top here and back, and I'll just put that there just to annoy you so you can't see it fully. Okay, there, and just one more. Good, Mary. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add a little bit more joy to Mary's day, and we're going to start working on her grip strength of her hands. Now, what I'm going to get you to do, Mary, is I'm going to get you to put your hand over here, and I want you just to put your fingertips just on the edge and put your wrist down here. okay? And I want you just to keep your wrist high if you can, higher, yeah. And just hold. Just to there, just hold. Feel like you're just pressing the fingertips in. She goes, oh yeah. Now, I've made it light by just using the outer dome. If you want to make it heavier, you just add in the extra domes, okay? If you want to make it even more heavy, you can just leave the outer dome and put little pebbles in there. Whatever works. And part of the reason we're doing this, and then we're going to add this here, Mary, and now you can do the lifting, is that when you do have wrist issues, if you go to a heavy weight, you're going to make things much worse. So what we want to do is really work light and grade it up as slowly as possible. Don't try and go from this sort of weight to a 1 kilo weight overnight. It's not going to work. It will probably make you go backwards. How's that feel?
Feels good.
Okay. So, see, I'm so kind to her. I listen to what? Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to take the timber base and we're going to put our hands over the timber base and we're going to try and press the fingertips into the edge. Now you can see that what Mary's trying to do is trying to use her fingers. Not such a good idea. Okay, what I want you to do is try and press your fingertips into there and feel like the arches of your hands are working. Yet again, working the intrinsic muscles of your hands to take some of the load off your forearm. Nice. Does that feel okay?
It's okay.
Just hold and then release. Okay, then hold and then release. Now, what you may find is that your flexors, so these muscles, aren't working very well. If that's the case, you can do an extension exercise to try and help strengthen that first and then go back to your flexor hands. So let's put your fingers in like you're in a manicure, okay? And what I'm going to get you to do, Mary, is to press your fingers, and we're just in the inside dome, you can see, in there. And she's just going to press her fingertips out, 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 out. Work it, work it, work it. And she's going to try and hold that for 15 to 20 seconds. The idea is that we're wanting to strengthen the outside part of your hands. And then we're just going to slip your hands out. Look at that, little star fingers. Isn't that nice?
Feels really good now.
Yeah, so now we might take her back and see if she can now work her flexors a little bit. Yes, isn't that amazing?
It's easier.
It's easier. So sometimes you actually have to work one to help the other. Thank you and enjoy.